Hi, this is Jen Erley with Moral Edge. Wanted to share a few ideas, some thoughts as we enter the month of Tamuz. Last month, when we were greeting in Rosh Chodesh Sivan, the new month of Sivan, I was in a shul Shirat David in Efrat with Rav Shlomo Katz. And sometimes before I start davening, before I start Shmoneh Esrei, before I start certain prayers, I just kind of picture where I am. I picture my surroundings, my environment. And it happened to be that month, that day, I pictured that I was in Tzfat, right in front of the Aron Kodesh, right in front of the ark where the Torah scrolls are in the Hesder Yeshiva. You see there, a Sefer Torah. Torah was dedicated in honor of Binyamin. And I just picture that I was standing right in front of the open ark, standing right next to the Torah, Binyamin's Torah, which had been dedicated 1 year earlier on Rosh Chodesh Sivan, on the new month of Sivan. And I pictured I was there next to him. And I just kept thinking, this is going to be such an awesome month. Yes, it's the month that we receive the Torah. Yes, it's a holy month. And I just kept feeling this awe feeling. And then this month, when it came to blessing the month of Tamuz, my heart dropped. I just thought that I kept saying early on in the month of Sivan that if there was ever going to be a time to strike Iran, let it be in the month of Tamuz, a month of revelation, a month of receiving the Torah. And I just thought, I can't do this it has to stop before Tamuz. And then I came home from shul. Obviously now we're days past that, and we know that the war with Iran has been brought to a ceasefire. But I came home from shul on Shabbos after feeling a feeling of, no, we can't go into Tamuz yet, we're not ready. And I opened up the Bnei Yisrael, wanted to see, just come on, give me something, Hashem, just let me understand what I'm feeling. Or just give me some hope, give me some excitement towards Tamuz, a month that is known to be about destruction, about din, about strict judgment. And what was the opening line? The opening line in the Bnei Yisrael is about how the name of God, the formulation of letters of God's name, and Hashem's name is completely backwards in the formulation of the month of Tammuz. Hey Vav, Hey Yud, and the pasuk that goes with that, the quote that goes with that, is brought from the book of Esther, Megillat Esther, where Haman, the evil Haman, says, "V'kol ze enenu shaveli." Nothing is worth it. Nothing is worth it to me if Mordechai, the one Jew, is going to survive, is going to not bow down to me. And this is our life right now. Iran can have everything. All our enemies can have everything they want. They can have all the wealth, all the riches, everything they want. But as long as the Jewish nation is there, they're not happy. And they call for destruction. But what was the greatest part was that the Bnei Yisrael brings down that this is the month that while there is destruction, while we lost the Holy Temple, while God's presence was removed from us, where did it go to? When it left Jerusalem, it went in, v'shachanti betocham, it went back to every Jew, went into each and every one of us. It's just hidden now, yeah? It's not revealed in glory, it's hidden. And this is the month of Tammuz. We had the revelation of Sinai, the greatest moment, these 12 days. It's actually 11 days when you count from 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. of Thursday to Monday night. But these are the days that we've had overt miracles. Everything was so grandiose, glorious. And now it's coming back to a month where it's going to be a little more hidden, and we have to bring it out in us. So when we left Egypt, the Beit Yaakov says, when the Jews left Egypt, when Paro sent the Jews out of Egypt, Vayihi is a word of tsa'ar. It's a word of a little bit of a sigh, a desperation. Why? You're leaving Egypt. This is the most glorious redemption. Why? Why be Vayihi? Why with a little bit of Because sometimes when we picture something so grand and it's not what we envisioned. It's not what we pictured. It's a little, I had this thing that every time I would run a race, every time I would run a race, I'd be upset with my time. Every single race. I could have pushed a little harder. I could have ran that last kilometer, I could have pushed a little more. Come on, I could have found a little more in me. Why didn't I just push a little more? And every single race, I would be annoyed at my time. How fast or how slow is irrelevant. And then I started davening. I started davening that whatever I get, I should be happy with. I literally would go into every race saying, Hashem, let me just be happy with whatever my finish time is. I promise you, every time I was happy with it. Whether it was like my PR, a new record, or actually one of my slowest times, I was like, that was great. I had so much fun. It didn't matter. I ended up feeling happy, but it didn't come naturally. I had to count on Hashem pulling through for me. I had to dive into him for this. We envisioned this war. I don't know about you. I envisioned this war to finish very differently. I think we can all say we were shocked to wake up Tuesday morning. What? There was a ceasefire? But what? How did that just end like that? Trump says it's done and it's done. Like, who says? Did we finish the job? You know, there were so many, we can go on and on about all the what ifs of this war. What if we missed the mark? What if we weren't worthy of Geulah, of final redemption? What if we missed something? But what if this is just a stepping stone for the next greatness? What if, like Paro, we weren't meant to kill the head leader? At Makat Bechorot, at the plague of the firstborn, why wasn't Paro killed? Maybe because he had to now witness the full downfall of his people. Maybe he had to witness watching the Jews leave. Maybe if we realized when Syria fell and we were all like, what a miracle, Assad regime just fell like nothing in 2 days, a miracle, and we don't realize, you know how big that miracle was, that now we were able to go into Iran with more airspace open to us? That they weren't in our way? Did we realize this back then? We had no idea that Iran was coming, that we were going to be fighting them. What if it gets worse before it gets better? What if we end up on more of a lockdown? What if, like the Purim story, it took 11 years, 12 years, depending on, and we have a different timeline of when it's all going to finish. What if the greatest is yet to come in ways we never could have imagined? But you know what the bottom line is? Rabbi Leo D has an amazing line. What if we believe Hashem knows better? What if Hashem knows better than us? We think we're trying to calculate. We're trying to figure everything out, and it's not according to every medrash says this, every commentator says this, and every prophet says that. But what if Hashem knows better? What if Hashem has a different timeline? You see, this is what it means to live in a time of, we got to experience the greatest revelation. You know, I think about people outside of Israel and how they thought we were such a nebuch. We were such a poor people that we had to stay in our rooms, and so poor we had to stay in Israel. We got locked in. We were stuck in Israel. You know what? You guys missed the point. You should have been cheering for us because we were rocking it. We loved it. We felt such closeness. We felt such unity. We felt such gloriousness. So the question is, how do we combine it all? How do we hold on to these 11, 12 days of divine feelings, of seeing God's hand work ever so clearly for us? Miracles nonstop when rockets hit the Alenu building that was empty, and not the Alenu building of disabled children that housed all the children, the hundreds of children that were in the other building next door because they weren't allowed to go to the next building. And that was the building that was hit with a rocket in Bnei Brak, Ramat Gan. Or how about when the Soroka hospital was emptied out? Or how about when the old age home was emptied out? How about when one drone that entered Israeli airspace that was not shot down hit a house in the Beit Sha'an area? And you know what? The drone fell after it hit the house. Miracle after miracle. We're living in the most we saw for 12 days. Gloriousness, miracles. But now how do we bring it down? Now that we've returned to sending our kids back to school, going on hikes now without worrying about where are we going to take cover if a rocket comes? How do we just live a regular life now? A mundane, regular, just go shopping. Not have to worry about where is everybody at the same exact moment, because what if a siren happens now? How do we combine all of this? And I think that is the month of Tamuz. The month of Tamuz, realizing it's about the greatest potential. The Hasidim say that this is the month of Geulah. This is the month of revelation. It's not the month where it's divinely overt, the divine standing on Har Sinai, the thunder and the lightning and everything being so clear, God speaking to us directly. But when we have to work, when we have to bring it out from within us, we have to take the hidden and take out the potential and bring it outside of us. So it happened to be the night before the ceasefire. Every night I have a chavruta, a learning buddy, and we learned a piece about the prayer of Alenu. Alenu being, as Rav David Asher puts it, is like a protective wall. Essentially, he's saying that the Alenu is the prayer that is at the end of davening, at the end of our different prayer services, 3 times a day. And the Alenu is recognizing, Alenu l'shabech l'adon hakom, we're recognizing God as the creator of all, who has done everything for me. So at the end of every prayer service, we have that special prayer of the Alenu. The Alenu is, as Rav David Asher puts it, is the protective wall. Yeah, Rav Shimshon Pincus puts it as like as if somebody goes into the storehouse of treasures and gets to take out all the greatest treasures, and as they're leaving the building, there are some, thugs that are waiting to rob you and take everything you just got. Take everything you were just gifted. And the Alenu at the end of recognizing God is the creator of everything, recognizing Hashem made us so special, and we are His and He is ours. And this is our protective wall that when we leave the greatness of all the prayers that we just finished saying, this is the protection. And I feel like, so, as I said, I learned this really the last night of right before the ceasefire. And I took it upon myself that I was going to make sure to say it at the end of prayer and with a little slower, with a little more intention. And I feel like this is it. This is the month of Tamuz. This is after we've experienced all the divine revelation, all of God's overt miracles showing His love and compassion for us, is now to say the Alenu, to take on something. It could be anything, but to take on something. And this is the month of Tamuz of saying, hold on, I need the protection now. I'm going to carry it forward. I'm going to take out what is inside of me, my special powers, my special strengths. But I need you, Hashem. I'm going to turn to you with prayer to let me see what I need to see, to let me express what I need to express, to let me be happy with what is being done, and to recognize all the what ifs. What if, Hashem, you know better than I do what is best for me and our nation. Let me be happy with the way the redemption is going. Let me be happy with the way you are revealing yourself. This is, I believe, the goal of Tamuz, is to turn to Hashem, seek Him, and ask Him to let us bring out from inside of us all these special lights that He has hidden within each and every one of us. He took it away from Yerushalayim and put it within us. This is the month that we're asking Him, Hashem, let me reveal it. Help me bring it out. Let me be happy with what comes out. I'm turning to you, Hashem, and only to you. Please, God, we should be zocha, we should be blessed, privileged to merit the rebuilding of the Beit HaMikdash, of the Holy Temple, and Hashem should turn this Haman, this modern day Haman, all of the deen, all of the judgment, all of the harshness that is known to be in Tamuz should be turned against our evil enemies, the Haman of our times, and we should be blessed that this is the month of divine revelation that will stay forever, be'ezrat Hashem.